Romance of the Three Kingdoms, Chapter 57.
Zhou Yu, Grand Commander of Wu. I mean, his military genius was undeniable, but the texts paint this vivid picture of him just consumed by intense frustration. What's really driving that anger?
Well, it's this potent mix, Ambition, definitely, but also
Humiliation.
Zhou Yu was just furious, apparently, at being consistently outplayed by Liu Bei and, let's be honest, particularly by Zhu Jiang. The sources, they don't really hold back. They describe him like grinding his teeth and swearing, "You say I cannot take Sichuan, I swear I will." This isn't just some abstract strategy, it's personal. He's a proud man, pushed maybe to his breaking point.
And despite that fierce determination, his military goals are almost immediately blocked. The sources tell us Lu Feng and Guan Ping, they're Liu Bei's commanders, they blocked the water routes at Baki, basically stopped him cold. For a strategist like Zhou Yu, that must have been, well, incredibly bitter. A direct hit to his authority, his genius.
Absolutely. It's a classic case, isn't it? An irresistible force meets an immovable object. He's already simmering with frustration, and then this critical detail arrives.
Right, this is where it gets just fascinating. Amidst all the fury, the thwarted plans, a letter shows up, and it's from Zhu Jiang. Of all people, can you just imagine the tension in that moment?
It's an incredible move, almost like a chess grandmaster seeing 10 moves ahead. Zhu Jiang, his biggest rival, advises him against attacking Sichuan. And it's not just a tactical note, is it? It almost feels like a psychological play.
Definitely. What does the letter actually say?
Well, it meticulously lays out the reasons. The populace there is strong, the terrain is dangerous, Liu Jiang can defend himself, and the logistics, the sheer logistical nightmare of a campaign that far away. It even uses this almost proverbial language, like even Wu Qi couldn't establish its rules there, Sun Wu couldn't manage the aftermath. It's a clear signal. This isn't just tough, it's basically unsound strategy.
And critically, it's not just about the immediate challenges in Sichuan. The letter warns him that Cao Cao is still looking for revenge after Red Cliff, right?
Exactly.
And if Zhou Yu moves his forces too far away, Jiangyan Wu's heartland could be left wide open. But then Zhu Jiang adds this line, "I cannot bear to watch, so I specifically inform you." Oh, what do you make of that? Is it real empathy? Or is it a subtle, calculated twist of the knife?
That line, yeah, I cannot bear to watch. It's really something. Knowing Zhu Gilang, every word probably counts. It could be genuine respect, acknowledging Zhu Yu's talent, saying it'd be a waste to see it squandered.
Wow.
Or it could be a masterstroke of psychological warfare. Adding this layer of almost patronizing concern to destabilize Zhu Yu even more, it certainly makes their rivalry seem, well, more complex than just pure hate.
Yeah, whatever the intent, the effect on Zhu Yu is immediate and devastating, truly tragic. He reads it, sighs deeply, and actually declares, "Heaven's will is absolute." The text says, "Tian miao jian ming," no. And then he collapses.
Just collapses. And when he cries out repeatedly that famous line, "Since Yu was born, why was Liang born?"
Wow.
Jishang Yu, Yishang Liang. It's echoed through history, hasn't it?
It really has.
And then he dies at just 36 years old.
36. It's almost unbelievable, isn't it? To have achieved so much, commanded armies, and then be cut down so young. What we'd think of as his prime today, it's just a colossal what if for the whole Three Kingdoms era.
Absolutely. It feels heavy with fate. Unfulfilled potential. The source even includes this really poignant poem reflecting on his life, his legacy. It mentions Red Cliff, his youth, his appreciation for music and friends, commanding vast armies. Red Cliff's heroic legacy, Baku was his final resting place. To mourn him evokes sorrow. It really drives home the loss of this great, but maybe ultimately frustrated talent. Perhaps the insight here is that sometimes even brilliant people can be undone by fate, or maybe just by running into an even greater rival.
So with Zhu Yu gone, does his influence just? Our sources suggest not quite. Even his death seems to have a strategic purpose for Wu. What was his final act? It's quite surprising, actually.
Yeah, this is where his loyalty to Wu, to his state, really comes through. Before he died, he wrote a letter to Sun Quan, the ruler of Wu. And despite all that intense personal feeling about Zhu Jiang, this last act wasn't about settling scores. It was about the future of Wu. He put the state first.
So who did he recommend in that critical role of Grand Commander?
He recommended Lu Su, and the source is really specific about the language he used. Something like, "Lu Su is loyal and righteous, not negligent in affairs. He can take on Yu's responsibility." It's a powerful endorsement. And the text adds that phrase, "The words of a dying man are good," which gives it immense weight, right?
Yeah.
It shows his strategic mind was still working for Wu, even at the very end.
And Sun Quan's reaction. Predictably, deep grief. The sources say he cried loudly, lamenting Zhou Yu's talent of a king's aide.
Right.
But importantly, he acted on the recommendation immediately, appointed Lu Su as the new Grand Commander.
Okay, now let's shift focus. Over to Zhuge Liang in Jingzhou. The sources have this almost mystical detail. He night gazed at the heavens, saw a general star fall, and instantly knew Zhou Yu is dead. It really builds up his reputation, doesn't it? His deep understanding of the players and the cosmic significance, maybe.
Yeah, it does. And his reason for heading to Jiangdong to Wu's territory wasn't just to mourn, was it? He openly says he's also going to seek wise men to assist our Lord, which seems incredibly practical, maybe even a little cold, given the circumstances. What does that tell us about Zhuge Liang's priorities?
It says a lot, I think. It shows his relentless focus on Liu Bei's cause. For Zhuge Liang, every event, even a rival's death, is an opportunity. Mourning is necessary politically. Recruitment is strategic. Liu Bei, naturally, worries about the danger, sending Zhuge Liang into the heart of Zhou Yu's angry followers.
But Zhuge Liang is just completely unfazed. His confidence is remarkable. He says something like, while Yu was alive, I still didn't fear him. Now that Yu is dead, what harm can there possibly be?
Classic Zhuge Liang.
Right, total self-assurance. So he arrives at Chaisong. Lu Su receives him politely, but Zhou Yu's generals, they are furious. The source says they all wish to kill Kongming. It's only because Zhao Yun is there, literally with his sword rider, that they back off.
A good reminder that even brilliant strategy needs good security.
Definitely. Now, the scene at the morning writes, this is really something. Zhuge Liang personally leads them, pours the wine, kneels, reads this long, detailed elegy.
This wasn't just going through the motions. It was a performance, maybe, but a performance of profound respect. His eulogy praises Zhou Yu's early life, his bond with Sun Ce, his massive achievements for Wu, his character, mentioning things like refusing to send Sun Quan's son as a hostage, his generosity, his vast capacity, his high aspirations, and, of course, his genius at Redcliffe.
But then, amidst all the praise, comes this incredibly striking, almost intimate line. Zhuge Liang says, "My heart is truly pained. I pour this cup of wine. From this day forward, there will be no more soulmate in the world."
No, Gong Tianxia, Gong Wu Xin.
Soulmate. Yeah, and the description of him afterwards, he fell to the ground crying loudly, tears like a gushing spring, his grief unceasing. This really challenges that simple idea of them just being bitter enemies, doesn't it? Suggests a deeper, maybe unspoken respect. But could Zhuge Liang, the master strategist, just be playing the crowd here, calculating the effect on Zhu Yu's loyal generals? Or do you think it was genuine grief?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's absolutely possible it was a brilliant strategic calculation, disarm the opposition, gather intel without getting attacked.
Yeah.
The depth of emotion described, that specific word, soulmate, it hints at more. Maybe it was both. Genuine respect for an equal, expressed in a way that also served his political goals. I think the insight might be that true masters often recognize, even respect, their peers, regardless of which side they're on. Zhuge Liang might have been grieving not just Zhou Yu, but the loss of that ultimate challenge, the mirror to his own brilliance.
And the effect on the onlookers is immediate. Zhu's generals, they see this display and they start saying to each other, you know, everyone said they were enemies, but look at him mourning now. Everyone was wrong.
It totally flips their perspective.
Yeah. And Lu Su's comment is also very revealing. He's moved too, but reflects, Kongming is naturally sentimental, but Grand Commander Zhou Yu was narrow-minded and brought death upon himself.
It gives us a critical viewpoint, maybe a bit biased, coming from Lu Su, but still, it sheds light on their dynamic.
And the source even gives us that second poem, reflecting this deeper feeling about the rivalry.
Ah, yes, the one about the sleeping dragon and the other star.
Exactly. Sleeping dragon in Nanyang yet to wake, another star descended upon Shuqing. Since heaven gave birth to Zhu Yu, why bother to produce Zhu Ziliang in the mortal world?
It captures that tragic sense, doesn't it? Two brilliant minds destined to clash, one maybe overshadowing the other. That frustration of being second best to a once-in-a-generation talent.
Okay, so as Zhuge Liang is getting ready to leave Chaiseng, a new character walks onto the stage, Pangtong, known famously as the Phoenix Fledgling, Chajiang, Feng Tu Xianzhen. His entrance is pure drama. He grabs Zhuge Liang laughing and basically accuses him.
You drove Zhu Yu to his death, and now you come to mourn. You're just mocking Eastern Wu for having no one left.
What a way to make an entrance.
Yeah.
Bold is an understatement. It does feel like something out of a play.
It really does. And Zhuge Liang's reaction, he laughs too.
Right. That shared laughter, it immediately signals something deeper, doesn't it?
Right.
It's like an understanding between these two top-tier strategists.
Yeah.
And then they talk privately, share confidences, setting things up for the future.
And the strategic upshot of this meeting is huge. Zhuge Liang gives Pangtong a letter. He flat out advises him that Sun Quan probably will not heavily employ him, which turns out to be true. And then he encourages Pangtong, urges him to come to Jingzhou and help Liu Bei. Describes Liu Bei as magnanimous and virtuous, someone who will surely not betray your life's learning.
Wow. Talk about poaching talent.
Exactly. And just like that, Pangtong agrees. After the death of Zhu Yu, an incredibly respected strategist.
His death left this, well, massive hole in Sun Quan's court. A strategic void, really. They urgently needed someone.
And who steps up? Lu Su, another key advisor, very trusted. And he recommends Pangtong.
And the way he recommends him is just extraordinary. It's not just, oh, he's pretty good.
Not at all. Lu Su says Pangtong has upper knowledge of astronomy, lower knowledge of geography. I mean, that covers everything, right?
It paints a picture of total mastery. And he doesn't stop there. He compares Pangtong's strategy to legends like Guanzong and Yu Yi.
These are huge names from ancient Chinese history, masters of statecraft and war.
And then he says Pangtong's tactical thinking is comparable to Sun Wu.
Sun Wu, as in Sun Tzu, the Sun Tzu.
The very same. Author of The Art of War. And Lu Su even adds that both Zhu Yu himself and, get this, Zhuge Liang deeply respected Pangtong.
Okay, so this is like the ultimate endorsement. Multiple layers of this guy is a genius. You'd think Sun Quan would be ecstatic.
You'd absolutely think so.
Yeah.
But what happens next is, well, it's almost funny if it weren't so short-sighted. Sun Quan finally meets Pangtong, and he instantly dislikes him, purely based on looks. The texts describe Pangtong's thick eyebrows, upturned nose, dark face, short beard, strange appearance.
So all that incredible praise from Lu Su just ignored because he didn't look the part.
Pretty much. Sun Quan's mind snapped shut. It's a classic case of judging a book by its cover, ignoring overwhelming evidence.
And Pangtong's own behavior didn't exactly smooth things over, did it?
No, not at all. Sun Quan asks him about his studies, probably trying to find some common ground, maybe compare him to Zhu Yu.
And Pangtong just says,
my studies are very different from Gongjin's.
Yeah.
Gongjin being Zhu Yu's style name, it sounds incredibly terse, almost rude.
Yeah, dismissive. Especially since Sun Quan really looked up to Zhu Yu. Was he just awkward or?
I think it's more than awkwardness. It feels calculated, almost like a test from Pangtong. Like, can you see past this? Can you see the substance?
A risky test.
Extremely risky. Sun Quan is immediately offended. He feels disrespected. He calls Pangtong a madman.
A madman? Wow.
And declares, I swear I will not use him. Flat out rejection.
Even when Lu Su tried to remind him about the Battle of Red Cliffs.
Yeah. Lu Su jumps in like, wait, remember the chain ship strategy? That brilliant, risky move that helped us win? That was him.
But Sun Quan just wouldn't budge.
Nope. Brushed it off. Prejudice completely won out over the facts, even facts about a recent major victory. He was blind to the talent right there.
Okay, so a pretty disastrous start at Sun Quan's court. You might think that's game over for Pangtong.
It looks that way. But then Lu Su steps in again, this time with some advice for Pangtong himself.
What does he say?
He tells him, basically, don't go to Cao Cao. That would be like throwing a bright pearl into the dark, wasting your talent.
Okay, so avoid the big northern power. Where should he go?
Lu Su urges him to seek out Liu Bei in Jingzhou. He even gives him a letter of recommendation.
Ah, another letter.
Yes. And here's the twist. Pangtong admits that going to Liu Bei was his plan all along. He says his earlier comments to Lu Su about maybe going to Cao Cao were just a joke.
Wait, so he intended for Sun Quan to reject him?
It seems like it. It suggests he wasn't just looking for any powerful leader. He wanted someone discerning. Someone who could see past the surface. He was filtering them out.
That's a fascinating strategy. Okay, so he heads to Jingzhou to meet Liu Bei.
Right, and Liu Bei actually knows of him. He knows Pangtong has a reputation as a famous scholar from Jiangyan, so not a totally unknown quantity.
A better start than with Sun Quan, maybe?
You'd think so. But then the greeting Pangtong offers a long bow but did not bow down. A bit unconventional again.
Combined with his ugly appearance, as the text put it.
Exactly. Liu Bei immediately feels displeasure. History repeats itself, almost.
But this time he has letters, right? From Lu Su, maybe others.
He has them. From Lu Su, and we later find out, also from Zhuge Liang. But here's the crucial part. He doesn't present them.
He holds them back. Why?
It seems deliberate. Maybe he really wanted to be judged on his own merit, or perhaps he was testing Liu Bei too. See if Liu Bei could spot talent without a recommendation.
So Liu Bei, unimpressed by this odd-looking scholar who doesn't even offer a letter, what does he do?
He gives him a really minor job, magistrate of Liang County. It's described as a small county about 50 miles or so from the main city, Jingzhou.
Basically sending him off to the middle of nowhere.
Pretty much. Liu Bei says something like, "We'll find you something better later," a brush off, and Pangtong accepts.
Even though he must have felt, as the text says, thinly treated.
Yeah. It notes Zhou Zhilang was away at the time, which might be why Pangtong didn't push harder immediately. He knew his biggest advocate wasn't there, but he clearly has a plan.
Okay, so he's the magistrate of this small county. What happens next? Does he try to impress from there?
Quite the opposite. This is where it gets really dramatic. Reports start reaching Liu Bei for over 100 days.
Yes.
Pangtong has done basically nothing. Complete neglect of duty. The reports say he's just drinking from dawn till dusk. All the county affairs are in chaos.
He's making himself look worse, like he's proving Liu Bei's initial judgment right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He seems utterly derelict. It's almost theatrical.
Liu Bei must have been furious.
Absolutely livid. He decides he needs to deal with this unruly scholar, so he sends his famously fiery general, Zhang Fei, to investigate.
Oh boy. Zhang Fei showing up to deal with a drunk, lazy official? That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
Right. Zhang Fei goes, along with Sun Qian, who's usually a bit more level-headed. Liu Bei basically tells Zhang Fei to punish him.
So Zhang Fei arrives in Liang.
And finds Pangtong exactly as reported, still drunk, maybe even sleeping it off.
Yeah.
Zhang Fei is, understandably, furious.
Ready to explode, probably.
But Sun Qian steps in with a bit of caution, says something like, "Wait, don't underestimate him. He's known as a high-minded person."
Yeah.
A small moment of doubt.
And then, what does Pangtong do?
This is the incredible part. Pangtong, apparently still disheveled, maybe smelling of alcohol, calmly asks Sun Fei, "Okay, tell me exactly what duties I've neglected."
Just like that. He challenges Zhang Fei.
In a way, yes.
Oh.
And then he puts on a show. He calls in all the clerks, gathers all the complaints, all the cases, everything that's piled up for over 100 days. And in less than half a day, he deals with everything. Every single case, every complaint. Makes judgments, issues orders.
Flawlessly.
The text says correct judgments with no errors. In less than half a day, he clears the entire 100-day backlog. The local people are stunned, bowing in respect.
That's unbelievable. From drunken neglect to hyper-efficiency in an instant.
It's an astonishing display. And after he's done, after clearing everything, he makes this incredibly bold statement.
What does he say?
He tells Zhang Fei something like, "Even Cao Cao and Sun Quan are like patterns in my palm. This small county has nothing to care about."
Wow. That's incredibly arrogant, but given what he just did.
It lands differently, doesn't it? He's basically saying, this job was so beneath me, it wasn't worth my time until I was forced to prove it. It reframes the entire period of neglect.
So how does Zhang Fei react to that? He came to punish him.
Zhang Fei is completely floored, utterly astonished. He immediately apologizes for misjudging him. He recognizes the immense talent he just witnessed.
A huge turnaround for Zhang Fei, too.
Absolutely. He tells Pangtong he'll go straight back to Liu Bei and recommend him in the highest possible terms.
And now does Pangtong show the letter?
Now he does. He pulls out Lu Su's letter and explains why he held it back. He says something like, he didn't want it to seem like he was relying solely on a recommendation letter.
He wanted his actions, his merit, to speak first, undeniably.
Precisely. He engineered the entire situation to force them to see his true ability.
So Zhang Fei and Sun Jian rush back to Liu Bei. What a report they must have given.
You can imagine. They recount the whole story, the neglect, the confrontation, and then the incredible display of competence in Liang.
How does Liu Bei take it?
He's filled with regret. He exclaims, "It is my fault that I have mistreated a great talent." A genuine admission of his error.
And the timing here is perfect, isn't it?
It really couldn't be better, because right then, Zhou Zhilang returns to Jingzhou.
Ah, the crouching dragon himself.
And literally his first question upon returning is about Pangtong. He asks, how is military advisor Pang doing? Using the title he should have.
He knew Pangtong was there and expected him to be in a high position.
Seems like it. And when Liu Bei tells him the whole story about Liang, the drinking, the neglect, the sudden genius, Zhou Zhilang just laughs.
Laughs? Why?
Because he gets it. He confirms exactly what Pangtong demonstrated. He says Pangtong is not a talent for a small county. Basically, he was wasted there. And then he adds that Pangtong's knowledge surpasses mine tenfold.
Tenfold? From Zhou Ziyang, that's immense praise.
It's the ultimate validation. And Zhou Ziyang explains the behavior, too. He says, if a great talent is given a small position, they often become muddled by wine and lazy in their duties.
So the neglect wasn't just laziness. It was almost a predictable reaction for someone like him being so underutilized.
That's the insight Zhu Ziyang provides. It wasn't malice, maybe not even pure strategy, but a kind of intellectual frustration manifesting as apathy. And then Zhu Ziyang reveals he also had a recommendation letter for Pangtong.
Both Lu Su and Zhu Ziyang had written letters. Okay, the picture's complete now. Liu Bei must have felt terrible, but also excited.
Exactly. He fully understands now. He immediately sends Zhang Fei back to Liang to fetch Pangtong.
And this time, the reception is different.
Completely different. Liu Bei personally goes down the steps of his hall to greet Pangtong, a huge gesture of respect and apology.
Does Pangtong present Zhu Ziyang's letter now?
He does. Now that he's been recognized for his own actions, he presents the final letter. And Liu Bei is overjoyed. He recalls that famous prophecy by Sima Hu.
The one about the dragon and the phoenix.
That's the one. Fu Long, Crouching Dragon, Zuri Lang,
Yeah.
and Feng Shu, Young Phoenix Pangtong, obtain one, and you can stabilize the world. Liu Bei realizes, now I have obtained both. The Han Dynasty can be revived.
It all clicked into place. A major moment.
A huge moment. And Pangtong is finally given his rightful place. He's appointed Deputy Military Advisor General.
Alongside Zhu Ziyang.
Exactly. Jointly devising strategy, training the troops, preparing campaigns. He's finally where his talents can be fully used.
Cao Cao, who's a major player, obviously, he gets some news that's, well, unsettling him. Well, it's got him worried.
Right. Reports are coming into Zhushang. Liu Bei, who's now got Zhu Ziyang and Pangtong advising him, he's gaining strength fast.
Oh.
Recruiting, stockpiling, making alliances with Eastern Wu. It looks very much like he's prepping a northern campaign against Cao Cao.
Ah, so a direct threat building up.
A significant and immediate threat, yeah.
Right.
Because if Liu Bei actually links up properly with Sun Quan down south, Cao Cao's looking at a two-front war. That's serious.
Right, you'd be stretched thin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it pushes Cao Cao to think, okay, I need to do something decisive here.
So he gets his advisors together. Sun Yu, one of his strategists, suggests hitting Sun Quan first, right? Since Zhu Yu just died.
That's the suggestion. Take advantage of Zhu Yu's death, deal with Sun Quan, then pivot to Liu Bei.
But Cao Cao, he has another worry, something more immediate nagging at him. It's not just the south.
He does. He's worried about Ma Teng out in the west. He voices this fear quite clearly. What if Ma Teng attacks the capital, Suchang, while I'm busy down south?
Okay.
He even mentions rumors about a Western invasion plan during the Red Cliffs campaign.
Yeah.
So he says, basically, we have to guard against this now. He won't move south until his back is safe.
Okay, so direct action south is too risky. How does Cao Cao, who's known for being, well, pretty cunning, plan to neutralize Ma Teng without a big Western war? This is where it gets interesting.
Yeah, how do you take out a powerful regional warlord without starting another massive conflict? Sun Yu comes up with this. Well, Machiavellian's a good word for it. Yeah. He says, look, issue an imperial decree, appoint Ma Teng general who conquers the south, order him to attack Sun Quan.
Okay. But that's not the real plan.
Not at all. The real goal is, and this is the quote, entice him into the capital and eliminate this person first. Secure the rear flank before doing anything else.
Wow. Devious. And Cao Cao likes this.
Oh, he's greatly pleased. Immediately sends messengers off to Xiaoyang to summon Ma Teng.
Okay, before that trap springs, let's talk about Ma Teng himself. Who is this guy? Why is he important enough for Cao Cao to concoct this whole scheme?
Right, good question. Ma Teng, courtesy named Shu Chang. He's a descendant of a famous Han general, Ma Yuan. His father was Han, his mother was Qiang. That's a prominent group out west.
So he has ties to the frontier.
Exactly. Big guy, described as tall, majestic-looking, but gentle. Widely respected. Made his name fighting rebels out west. Became general who conquers the west. He even formed a sworn brotherhood with another Western leader, Han Sui.
Okay, respected, powerful. But what's his connection to Cao Cao? Why the potential conflict?
Well, crucially, Ma Teng has this deep loyalty to the Han Dynasty, or at least the idea of it. He was involved years earlier in something called the Girdle Decree.
Ah, I remember that. The secret plot against Cao Cao.
That's the one. a secret edict from the emperor to try and get rid of Cao Cao, who they saw as a usurper. So Ma Teng sees himself as a Han loyalist, a patriot, and Cao Cao knows this history. It definitely colors how Ma Teng views this summons.
So the summons arrives. He must be conflicted. He tells his son Ma Chao, look, I still want to take Cao Cao down, fulfill my old oath, but he summoned me in the emperor's name. What does the family say?
Well, his son Ma Chao is pretty bold. He says, take the chance, go to the capital, make your move there. He even offers to bring the whole Zhiliang army down.
Just charge in.
Yeah, basically. But his nephew, Ma Dai, is more cautious. He warns him, look, Cao Cao's intentions are murky, unfathomable. He fears for Ma Teng's safety.
So, caution versus aggression. What does Ma Teng decide?
He decides to go, but carefully. He leaves Ma Chao in charge back in Zhiliang, tells him to keep the cannon troops ready, keep Han Sui close.
Okay.
He only takes his other two sons, Ma Shu and Ma Tai, his nephew Ma Dai, and about 5,000 soldiers. His thinking is, with Ma Chao and Han Sui still strong back home, Cao Cao won't dare touch me.
A calculated risk, then. So he heads towards the capital, potentially into a trap, but then something unexpected happens. An ally pops up.
Right. As he gets close to Zuchang, about 20 miles out, he sets up camp. Cao Cao sends out an official named Huang Kui, supposedly as a military advisor to, comfort Ma Teng and arrange the audience with the emperor.
Just a friendly gesture from Cao Cao.
On the surface, Cao Cao even promises supplies once Ma Teng enters the city proper. But here's the twist. Huang Kui, even though he works for Cao Cao, secretly hates him. His father was killed by other warlords years ago, Li Ju and Guo Si, deceptive rulers. And he sees Cao Cao in exactly the same light. Personal vendetta.
Okay, so we have a potential conspiracy within a conspiracy brewing. How does this come out?
They have a private meeting. Huang Kui gets drunk and starts railing against Cao Cao, calls him a traitor who deceives the emperor. Ma Teng is wary at first. Is this a test?
Right, could be a setup.
He tries to shush him, but Huang Kui just blurts out, have you forgotten the girdle decree?
Ah, the magic words, that's the connection.
Exactly, that's the key. Ma Teng realizes Huang Kui is genuine, that they share this deep-seated opposition to Cao Cao, rooted in that old loyalist plot.
So he trusts him.
He does. He confides his real plan, or rather, now they hatch a new plan together. Ambush Cao Cao the very next day during a planned military review outside the city.
Kill them at the review.
Kill him at the review and the great deed will be accomplished. That's their idea. Quick, decisive.
Okay, the stage is set. Ma Teng thinks he has an inside man. This looks like it could actually work, but this is Romance of the Three Kingdoms. There has to be another twist.
Oh, there is.
Yeah.
And it's almost mundane. It's a domestic betrayal that brings the whole thing crashing down.
Wait, this huge plot, kill Cao Cao, unravels because of family drama.
Pretty much. Huang Kui goes home, still furious, won't tell his wife what's up, but he has a concubine, Li Chengxiang, and she's having an affair with Huang Kui's own brother-in-law, Miao Zi.
Oh, dear.
And Miao Zi really wants Li Chengxiang for himself, so he sees an opportunity here.
How does that derail an assassination plot?
Well, Miao Zi tells Li Chengxiang, go wind him up, find out what he's so angry about. So later that night, Huang Kui's drunk again in Li Chengxiang's room. She challenges him, like, why do you hate Cao Cao? Everyone says he's brilliant. Why praise Liu Bei?
Playing devil's advocate.
Exactly. And drunk Huang Kui, he just boasts, my hatred, I want to kill Cao Cao. I've already agreed with General Ma. We're doing it tomorrow at the review.
Oh no, he just told her everything.
Spilled the entire plan. A massive mistake, fueled by drink and misplaced trust in his concubine.
So what does she do? Does she keep it secret?
Absolutely not. She runs straight to Miao Zi, and Miao Zi, seeing his chance to get the woman maybe favor from Cao Cao, rushes off and tells Cao Cao everything.
Unbelievable. So Cao Cao knows. What's his move?
Lightning fast.
Right.
Ruthless.
Yeah.
He secretly tells 4 of his best generals, Cao Hong, Shu Chu, Xiao Yuan, Shu Wang set an ambush now.
Right.
And at the same time, he has Huang Kui's entire family arrested, locks everything down.
So the next morning, Ma Teng, he has no idea.
Completely oblivious.
Yep.
He leads his 5,000 Zhiliang troops towards the city gates, sees red banners, assumes it's the military review they discussed. He's walking right into it.
And then, bam.
A cannon fires, the banners part, arrows rain down. Cao Hong charges from the front. Shu Chu and Xiao Yuan hit the flank. Shu Wang cuts off the rear. Ma Teng and his sons are caught, completely surrounded.
The trap springs?
Yeah.
Brutal. How does the fight go?
It's short. Ma Teng fights desperately, tries to break out, but his son, Ma Tai, is killed almost instantly by arrows. Ma Teng and his other son, Ma Xiu, are wounded, keep fighting, but their horses get shot out from under them.
And they're captured.
Both captured. Cao Cao then orders Huang Kui, Ma Teng, and Ma Shi all brought before him, bound.
The confrontation. What happens?
Huang Kui tries to protest, claims innocence, but then Miao Zi steps forward, points the finger, testifies against him.
Ooh, the betrayal laid bare.
And Ma Teng sees it all, understands exactly how it fell apart. He curses Huang Kui. This pedantic scholar ruined my great plan, he cries out. My inability to kill the traitor, it's the will of heaven. He just keeps cursing Cao Cao as they drag him away.
Cao Cao just orders their execution.
All three of them, Ma Teng, Ma Shi, going, executed. It's just stark. The reality of that era, loyalty, patriotism, meant nothing if your plan failed or if you were betrayed. Swift, absolute retribution.
Yeah, a really grim ending for Ma Teng. There's a poem about him, isn't there?
There is, yeah. Later generations lamented his fate. It praises his family's loyalty, their integrity, dying for the nation, trying to eliminate the traitor, calls them worthy descendants of heroes.
But what about Miao Zi, the guy who blew the whistle? Surely he gets his reward. He asked for Li Chengxiang, right?
He does ask. Steps up to Cao Cao, doesn't ask for gold or rank, just says, give me Li Chengxiang as my wife.
Cao Cao?
Cao Cao just laughs coldly and said, this is chilling. For a woman, you destroyed your own brother-in-law's family. What use do I have for someone so unrighteous?
Wait, he doesn't reward him.
He does the opposite. He orders Miao Zi and Li Chengxiang, along with Huang Ku's entire remaining family, to be taken to the marketplace and publicly executed.
What? Even the informants?
Even them. To the shock of everyone watching, it shows Cao Cao's pragmatism, maybe his ruthlessness. You betray your own family for personal gain. You're unreliable. You're useless now. Disposable.
Wow. There's another poem about that too, isn't there?
Yes. Reflecting on how Miao Zi's scheming got him nothing, Li Chengxiang perished too, and Cao Cao showed no mercy. It was for naught that he conspired to be a villain.
Okay, so the plotters are dead, the informant is dead, the dust settles in Zhucheng. But what about the rest of Ma Teng's people? Ma Dai, the nephew, he was with the rear guard, right?
Right. Cao Cao deals with the captured Zhiliang soldiers first. Tells them, look, Ma Teng was a rebel, it wasn't your fault. Basically, pacifies them. Then he orders all the passes sealed to catch Ma Dai.
Does he get away?
He does. Ma Dai gets word of the ambush from soldiers fleeing the trap. He thinks fast, abandons his troops, disguises himself as a merchant, and slips away under cover of night.
Smart move. So one member of the family escapes.
Yes. Which, just highlights how this works. You eliminate one threat, but maybe you create the seeds of the next one. Ma Dai escaping means the Ma family isn't completely gone. The cycle continues.
So with the Western threat seemingly neutralized, Cao Cao finally decides, okay, now I can march south.
That's his decision. He's resolute. Time to deal with the South. But just as he makes that call...
More news.
More news. Fresh intelligence. Liu Bei isn't just sitting pretty. He's training his army, getting ready to take Shu, that's modern Sichuan, a huge resource-rich region.
Ah... So if Liu Bei gets Shu...
Cao Cao is instantly alarmed. He says, if Liu Bei takes Shu, his wings will be complete. How could I possibly defeat him then? Suddenly, the southern campaign looks complicated again.
Right. Just as one fire is put out, another, potentially bigger one, flares up. And the chapter leaves us there, with Cao Cao worried about Liu Bei again.
Almost. It leaves us right on the cliffhanger. Cao Cao's worried, and then an unnamed person steps forward and says they have a plan. A plan to deal with both Liu Bei and Sun Quan.